In the last video lecture, I discussed about the 5 types of letter: sales letter, order letter, complaint letter, adjustment letter, and inquiry letter. In this video lecture, I discuss about the recommendation letter, appreciation letter, apology letter, acknowledgement letter, and cover letter. So let's start it. Then after your 10 types of letter are completed. Okay, let's start. Here is the recommendation letter. After the inquiry letter, the sixth type of letter is the recommendation letter. First of all, why we write this type of recommendation letter? A letter of a recommendation is the document you may be asked to prepare someone who are applying for the job, internship, college application, leadership position, or the voluntary opportunity. The purpose of the recommendation letter is to be valid what the employer has to learn about the applicant and get the answer to outstanding question about their performance or habit. Recommendation letter is right whenever you applying for the job, when you applying for your internship project, when you applying for some college application. At that time the recommendation letter are written. So here we see the example of this recommendation letter. Here you see the first of all, whenever you write the recommendation letter, at that time you have to write the recipient's name, then after the company name, street address, city, state, zip code. Then after insert the date on the which date you have to write this type of recommendation letter. Then after you have to write the salutation, you have to write the dear sir or dear madam. Then after you have to start the recommendation letter. I am very pleased to write this letter to the recommendation of behalf of Roy Wallens. The Roy Wallens was the employed by our company as a sales representative from 2009 to 2015 as a work under the supervision during that time. From the time the Roy started with the company, I am impressed with the drive and the determination and the tenacious too. He was hired to introduce to our product to a new market, and I am pleased to stay the Roy and met to be a exit to sales quota each year he has worked it or with his. Roy is a very talented sales representative, and I have no hesitation in the recommending to the him highly. Then sincerely, then after the signature and your name. Whenever you recommended any person or any employees of your organization for the another higher post to the other department, at that time you have to write this type of recommendation letter. Here you see that the royal voice is employee of the person, and then after person is write the recommendation regarding the roy volans to the other department or other organization. Then after the second type is appreciation letter. Appreciate means what? Whenever you appreciate some to the employee or your in the working in your organization, whenever employees do the very good job regarding the task they have to you have to assign them. At that time the regarding the good work or regarding the higher regarding the good work and regarding the higher appreciation, you have to write the appreciation letter to your employees whenever they have to work very good. So here is an employee's appreciation letter, sometimes called the recognition letter, in a formal or semi-formal letter, and the employer given to the employee to show that the gratitude for the hard work. Whenever your employee is doing the very marvelous job and very good job regarding the assigned task, at that time employer is given the appreciation letter. It's also called the recognition letter. Okay, if in examination you have to write about the recognition letter or appreciation letter, so both are same word, so you cannot misguide. Write and the appreciation letter when the employee performs beyond your expectation. Whenever you have the expectation that this employee's work around in this, like take the example that sales manager given the target to the employee salesman that you have to sell this product in the month, like 100 product in this month, and your salesman is have to sell sold the product like 200. At that time you have to appreciate your employees, so you have to provide the appreciation letter. It's also called the recognition letter. Here is the example of the appreciation letter that uh, here is Mary is an employee who is working in the Army Hansen, the product team leader. You have to have appreciate to Mary regarding this marvelous and the good job. Dear Mary, I would like to formally and sincerely express my gratitude for the amazing work you have to accomplish with the new product released in the last week. Your overtime work editing all the copy of these manuals and the brochures and the website show your expertise and the exceptional work, ethics and commitment to our company's success. Whenever you have to appreciate your employees, it's create the motivation in the employees mind, and it's increase the efficiency and the enthusiasm and effectiveness of the employees work. So you have to appreciate your employees whenever your employees work higher than your expectation. Without your willingness to put your other work on the hold and take on a such great responsibility workload, we would have to miss our due date. The entire team and the company are incredibly thankful to you. Once again, thank you for the sincerely for your drive and the hard work. I look forward to your future success with the company. Your sincerely Army Hansen, the product team leader and the Larson Manufacturing. Here is a Army Hansen is the team leader who writes the letter to the Mary, who is the employee in the Larson Manufacturing firm. So whenever you write the appreciation letter, you have to write in this form. Then after, there are the apology letter. Suppose sometime you receive the letter of complaint and you want to reply it. At that time, it's the most important to try to look after such complaints as there may cost for you and your organization reputation. How will you do so? How can you provide the better customer services? It's important for you because customers are the king of the market. If you refuse their complaint, it's create the negative impact in the product regarding the product in your market. So you have to apologize whenever the complaint letter is considering from your customer. First of all, clearly address the problem and the trouble caused to your customer. Then second, apologize for the error on your side. Then after, clearly state the course of action you will be take for the arisen issue and the time until you will do so. Then after, assure the customer for no more future grievance in the trouble. Means this type of complaint is not happen in the future. Then after, be very clear and specific about every detail. So whenever you write the apology letter, at that time you have to clear in your mind that which type of problem customer have faced, and you have to assure them, your customer, that this type of problem cannot you face in the future. So here are the example of your apology letter. Here the ABC Stationery King writes the letter to the general manager of the general manager. Here the ABC Stationery 35 Patel Street, Delhi, and there are the date is the December 2 2020, and here is a writes a letter to the general manager 16 Ring Road, Delhi 1. Then after salutation is dear sir. Then after you can see here the subject of replying the complaint against the order number S/24 201S 1147 is whenever you write the apology letter or whenever you write any complaint letter, at that time you have to consider the order number is very important because through the order number any company can identify it. Okay, so this is with the reference of your order number, Then after here you see they have to write the order number which you place with our company on this date. So they have to clear about the overall information regarding the order. We sincerely apologize to your inconvenience cause. Right now, we are facing the problems with the supply from the manufacturers, and also we have to flood with the large number of orders. We are we are taking the steps in regarding to your complaint, and we ensure you that we will replace the order listed by this date, and we similarly problem does not occur in the future again. We would appreciate your support on this matter. Whenever you write the apology letter, at the time you have to confess your problem, confess your whatever type of guilty you face, and then after you have to confess and you have to thankful to your customer that this type of problems happen and you have to support us. Then after thanking to you, you're truly QPR of the general manager of the stationery king. Then after acknowledgement letter. Acknowledgement means what? First of all, acknowledgement is said to be a recognition of the existence of a something or a some fact. Letter of the acknowledgement is to be a vindicates a situation or a action that taken the place. It usually has a recipient whose effort work on the favor of one who are writing the acknowledgement letter. This letter is serves two purpose. It's a similarly to the thank you note, and the acknowledgement usually signifies a something long term, such as a support from a friends and the favor from your relatives, employees, or the business deal during the time when was the needed the most. It's a one type of thanking note you have to write to your customer or your partners whenever you write this type of acknowledgement letter. Here is an example of this acknowledgement letter. Here the company address, you have to write the company, your company name, address, jeep number and the state. Then after you have to write your another form whenever whose you have to write this type of letter acknowledgement, name of the surname, then address, zip code, country name, then after date, then after reference, and then after salutation. With this letter, we hereby acknowledge the receipt of we may be offer, maybe complaint, maybe appeal, or maybe the request information you have to submit on this date, and the name of the company you have to write. Your letter has been forwarded to the respective department, and they shall process to be immediate with the inquiries in the effect to consider here your effort like complaint regarding any problem, complaint regarding the any services you have to write here. And then after in the accordance with your letter, you will be duly informed regarding the progress in the procedure. You have to inform that this your work is completed 10%, 15%, 20%, and that having in the mind they have the complexity of the internal procedure, you shall receive the written and the response to your offer or maybe complaint regarding information on the which objective you have to write this letter within the 30 days. Then you have to write your sincerely, then after your designation, your name. Then after last one is the cover letter. Okay, this is the last type of your business letter. It's a cover letter. Cover letter is asked by GTU examination in two times. In the 2019 they have to ask this type of letter, you have to write the cover letter. So in the cover letter, inquiry letter and the appreciation letter, sales letter are asked by GTU examination in very 2 to 3 times, so you have to prepare about it. Then what is the cover letter? First of all, cover letter is also known as a covering letter of the application letter, is a one-page document that introduces the job seeker's work history and the professional skills and the person's interest in the applying for the job. Cover letter means what? Cover letter is a one type of covering letter which is considering whenever you are going for the job, going for the job seekers, and sometimes you have to going for the interview and the ask for the job, at that time this type of cover letter is written by the job seeker, or we can say the candidate, for the overall information regarding this application. Okay, so employer get the easiest idea what are the information is considering in the application. So according to basis of the cover letter, they can easily identify the person's educations and the qualification, and why this type of application they have to return. So here is the example of this cover letter. Here you can see the date you have to return, then the salutation dear sir and madam, then why you write this type of cover letter, then the reference means enter the job you are applying for. Here is the example is application for the survey assistant. You have to write the cover letter. You have to this type of cover letter are considering mostly for the job application. So you have to write here the apply for which type of job. Like take the example here is a survey assistant. Then I would like to apply for the casual survey assistant role with your company. Insert the company name here. We have to write that if you have example regarding the engineering, so you have to write the company's name. Then after, I believe this position would be provide the great opportunity further for my chosen career. My willingness to be a work hard and the build my skill base will make me a good candidate for the job. I am currently undertaking the relevant studies for the RMI in the diploma for the services. My coursework has to be introduce me to Auto CAD and the Archem 10, Microsoft Excel, list card, and also field work like the chaining card and the license total stationers to be a capable me to survey to each week. I currently hold the valid victorious automatical driver's license and have to be a own vehicle. The high level of the partially of my course will be a decrease in your requirement training. I mean that well prepared assistant will be a field work. So I look forward for the hearing from you and your convenience. Then regards. Then after you have to write your name. So this type of cover letter is it's given the information regarding your overall education, then your experience, your training base, so the employer, or we can say the interviewer, can easily identify your skills, your knowledge. Okay, so here is completed your 10 types of business letter format. So in this video lecture, if you have any query, then you can ask me, and after this video lecture, it's a one letter you have to write which I assign in the Google Classroom. Thank you so much.